All right, getting started. This might take just a moment. I'm still getting set up. I was preparing something for the stream. Close out some of this background stuff. I have way too much stuff running. But you know, why have two monitors if you're not going to use them both? Hello, Bleach Bleach. So what I was preparing, it's going to look a little rough when I import it in a second. I haven't finished setting it up, but I think we can make it work for now. I'm thinking a little bit of Redwoods, a little bit of the snow region, maybe some more alongside that. Not sure. Definitely ideas for the Redwoods, but I also have barely touched our snow region, so I'd like to do some of that too. Yes, monitors are great. I I started out kind of humble with the monitors, and then I went a little crazy. So I only have two, but they're both ultra wides. It's just so much better to work on for me. So let me import what I set up. Past it. I agree. I love this biome. And there are so many great uses for the huge redwood trunks. So I threw one of them in Blender and removed the leaves from it so that we can use it as like a log bridge. Later on, I'm going to modify it to split open so there's a place to hide inside of it. There's going to be a hole at the bottom of the trunk, so I'm just going to temporarily fill the hole, and it's not going to look great, but it will do the job for now. Yeah. Stuff. Do I even have anything with that material on? Oh, I do. Look at that. Need to remove that. We'll do that in a moment. I think I'll remove some of this ground. It'll look a little sketchy right now, but whatever, as long as it works for now. Two biomes loaded at once. Too many textures. Out of there. Yeah. I'm glad you can make it. I'm just gonna fix this up a little bit before using it. I'm glad you think so. I love this biome. Very soon. I can't show it yet because I'm not done with what I was doing, but I started making some models involving the horseshoe crab temple. So it is still coming. Go for it. First we're going to remove some of this excess. I agree. I'll definitely be adding more caves. If we have time, we might do that today. Caves are time consuming. Mainly because I'm really picky and I don't like to do huge meshes to make them. I like to do it rock by rock. I'm glad you think so. I'm also curious how some others that are coming soon are gonna turn out. Just need to remove a little of this. It'll have some jagged edges right now, but it'll do the job. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I definitely love working on the game. Slow down the camera, I'm zooming around. Okay. If I could just stay home all the time and work on the game, I could sit here for, 12 plus hours a day doing this and I would not get tired of it. I love it. This won't take too long. I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch. I'm not painting it red, I'm highlighting the triangles that I'm going to delete in a moment. So I can remove some of this ground section from this tree because I want to use it as a bridge, basically. I actually haven't gotten to see it yet. I've been meaning to look, but I've been off school this week, so I've been playing with my kids a lot. I haven't been on as much as I'd like, but gotta take the time I have. But I do plan to look. A little bit more. Like I said, it's definitely going to look rough right now, but this is more of a prototype, and I'll clean it up later. Ooh, I'm going to look there then. I've been wanting to see it. Okay, this is good enough for now. I really wish there was, like any modeling software where I could just select the loose triangles and delete them instead of going around and selecting them. I think that was all of them. Let's see. Very good. That would be awesome. I'll always support anything Witcher related. Something tells me it doesn't fit in with the prehistoric look too well, though. Oh, I need to get connected. Just a moment. Just gonna clean up the edges a little bit. And fill in the hole at the bottom. There is going to be a volcano. I just haven't quite gotten to that area yet. Kind of a large map. That is something I haven't really thought about too much. I'm thinking probably active, but maybe I'll do another one that's extinct too. I'm not opposed to it. If you ask me, there should probably be more than one volcano. I think two would be reasonable. I'm hoping this isn't going to mess up the material too much. We'll see. That's not what I wanted. I always have time. I say that. I'm always busy with something, but I will eventually look at messages and so on. Oh, that. But yeah, anyone can always send me anything. I'll read it eventually. Might not respond right away, but I will get there. I love hearing from the community, so. As for that, I'd probably have to talk to Islander about it and see if that fits in with the plans he had. I don't know if he's here right now. That's normal. Just doing a rough prototype here, so I'll leave that little hole for now. It's usually how I do things. I'll do kind of a rough draft of everything I do, and then come back and change it 10 more times until I'm happy with it. Good stuff. But I do like the idea of a volcano that could wipe out things. We do have plans to have the map change over time. It's not just going to release and then we push out 1 or 2 updates and never touch it again. We plan to continuously update it for a while, make changes to the map. So this is going to look terrible when it fills it in, but it will do for now. It came out better than I thought it would, but yes, if I'm thinking of what you're saying the right way, yes, there are villages, things like that. Maybe we'll even work on the current village today. And there's actually a cave nearby here where there's going to be a temple. I'll show you. I don't know if I have it loaded right now, but if I don't, we'll come back in a minute. Oh yeah. So there is going to be a temple down here. I don't have all of this loaded right now, so that's why part of it's missing. But I have this little cave that goes through here, and we'll have a temple down here. I would say this is good enough to use for right now, at least for concepts. Maybe this is going to bother me. Oh, yes, yes. I also, it's good you mentioned specific ones like that. I wanted specific ideas for prehistoric plants, interesting things that fit the theme, and I'll make them. I pretty regularly make different foliage for this game and to sell on my own marketplace profile. So I definitely want more. Almost done. I would just select all, but I don't actually want to fill everyone. Oh, come on. There. And I will definitely take a look. As for how many players, I know they told me recently, I think we're still experimenting with how much we can push it. So, we're going to try and find a balance of performance that's acceptable and go with that for the amount of players. This will work. We actually do have Sakura trees, though. Or one so far. There will be more. I am actually going to screenshot that message. Oh no. Doesn't want to work. Never mind. Here, this way. Then I can keep the plants in mind. Okay. So, we're done with this. The Sakura... Let me make sure I still have it. Just a moment. I was modifying it recently, so... Okay, yes. So the Sakura is one of the ones I actually made. Let me just see where I put it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, I really wanted a foggy or misty look for the Redwoods, and the God Rays to me just make it perfect. This will take a moment to open. I haven't completely finished up the Sakura tree yet, so it's not as optimized as it should be. We do actually have grasslands. I started on the grasslands, but it's really only there just for visualization right now, because all I've done with that area so far is just put some grass and some rocks. That's about it. But there will be a lot more. So this is the Sakura tree. There will be more of them. I'm pretty big on detailed bark, so definitely had to do that. But yeah. We definitely do have plans for things like that, like taller grass for dinosaurs to hide in. So where should we put this? So I'm thinking of making kind of a ravine where the log goes over it. Makes a kind of bridge. Yes, they are supposed to be able to hide in taller grass, bushes, things like that, and not be visible. I've actually had to take some steps to make sure that uh, that it will be successful and not something easy to spot when people are hiding. So let's see. Right here is good of a spot as any. Probably have to clear out some of this foliage too, but we'll do that in a moment. I'm thinking a pretty large ravine here. Let's say starting right here. I'm making a ravine to have the redwood trunk going over to act as a kind of bridge. Of course, we'll have the pathways lead over here too. The stream might lag behind a little bit while I do this. The working on the landscape is pretty heavy, so we're going to remove this foliage because it's in the way, and I'll just repaint it in a bit. Yes, that actually would work out really well since there's a cave nearby here. Clear out some of this. Oh, we definitely have a lot of plans for the human combat, so it's not going to stay quite the way you've seen. These are being stubborn, so I'll just remove them manually. um, I started, well, I started because I had always wanted to learn, and I just started messing around with Unreal one day. It was a little bit before Unreal 5 came out, and one of the good ways you could get started would be to download the sample projects that Epic has published, just so you can see how they have things set up, which isn't always the best, but it's a start. A lot of their projects are meant to show off new technologies, things like that, and they aren't actually optimized well at all. I will look into that then, because yes, I want to add interesting foliage that other games don't have, and I make a lot of it on my own, so I could make just about anything as long as I can get some kind of texture or material or something that would allow me to. You'd have to talk to Islander about that. I'm just the map guy. Although I would gladly have an assistant so I could focus on the more time consuming things while some of the other smaller things I want to do definitely be helpful. But if anyone wants here, if you're wanting to get into level design, I have plenty of old projects that I've made, and I haven't done anything else with them. So I could upload them somewhere. You could dig through it and learn something from it if you'd like. They're nothing like this. They're much older. I wouldn't mind it. Okay. Oh yes, for that one, I actually redid the landscape recently, so it took a little longer than I wanted it to. I think this might be my favorite brush, the erosion brush for the landscape. It's just so good for making natural looking cliffs and ravines. Ooh, that's a good idea. I think we will do a waterfall. There's kind of like this little pathway so you can walk down into it if you want to. I'm glad to hear that. This became my favorite hobby. So I have hundreds of old projects. I say go for it. I'm sure no matter which engine you're using, you'll have fun with it. I just see a lot of benefits to Unreal Engine, so it's what I prefer. Not to mention all the free assets they give out. It's very useful when you're just starting, or if you don't know how to model, that kind of thing. But I mean, even if you do know how to model, it's time consuming to make them all, so you don't want to make literally everything in most cases. I'm glad to hear that. I love working on this game. And with all the different biomes, I never get bored. We're actually just going to smooth this out down here for now. I'll give it a little more shape in a bit. I'd like to get a stream going down here before I shape it up more. That would be useful information. I think if I had more time, I would study more topics. So I actually like learning, it's just, it can be very time consuming. I think maybe a little bit deeper on this. Maybe about like that. Oh yes, and I have that problem. I'm a perfectionist, so it takes a while for me to be happy with something that I'm doing. Oh, and today's stream will go a little longer than normal. I I'm on a break from school right now, so I don't have any pressing things to attend to today. I'm glad you think so. The first time everyone saw the map after I started, I was definitely concerned. I almost didn't want to look at the comments on the first video after I joined, but I was like, if I ever want to make something the community would like, I have to look. And it turned out that people like it. Yeah, the I don't know why it's only this biome, and I haven't taken the time to figure it out, but I can change the location of these so they don't stay floating. Actually, or we could just be really cool and leave them there. I know that feeling. I always thought I wasn't that great or anything at level design, and still not going to say that I'm like the best or anything, but it's a lot of fun, and I think if you enjoy it, that'll show up in your work, and people will appreciate it. I actually knew you did that because I was very excited to see somebody liked the map that much. That made my day. I'm not going to focus too much on how the side of this looks because I plan to cover it in rocks anyways, so I'll do a little something with it. I will warn you that game development, at least with Unreal, um, can be pretty heavy in the editor. It's a lot heavier than when you're actually running a compiled game. So it can take a pretty beefy PC sometimes if you're working on a bigger map. I don't know if I've seen the that kind of coast. I'll have to look it up. I'm always up for new and interesting ideas. I think you'll be very happy with what we have in store then. We definitely have some unusual dinosaurs, ones you don't normally see in games. which was one of those initial things that attracted me to really want to work on this game. So now I don't care how many thousands of hours it takes. This map will be glorious. Hello there. Thanks for dropping in. Also, if for those who are starting level design, I really recommend learning to optimize early because it will make your life much easier, and everybody can appreciate a well-optimized game. Hello, Laura. Yeah, yes, I do plan on making routes like that anyways, because I'd like to have them sticking out of the mountains too. I don't think it would be too time consuming. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Since I already make a lot of my own trees, I have a lot of models that I've already made that I can use for roots, so wouldn't be too difficult at all. Yes, and I also love getting more ideas for the map. Because I've said it before, but I really want as many people as possible to like the map. And of course, I'll also be playing the game, so all of you will see me online with you. This part will take a moment. The map is very large, so any landscape changes take a minute to save. Take care of these floating ones. Oh yes. There I have lots of secrets in store, and there are already some on the map actually that nobody knows about. Oh yes, I will absolutely be playing with everyone. I'm excited that anybody wants to play on the map I'm making at all. So to me, it'd be a huge honor to play with the players. The thing I've noticed, as you probably see in the streams every now and then, moving up to a map this size occasionally causes some strange bugs that don't normally happen. Like, these seem to be having an issue with, I'm guessing, collision, where they don't want to go down in the ravine. Because we are technically beyond the official max size for maps you create in the editor. I'm glad you like it. And rest assured, I spend plenty of time optimizing it, so it won't just look good, it will also run good. Just will take time to have it as good as we want it, because the AI and the size of the map, it takes a while to optimize these things. The cave, I can fly over there in a minute. I don't have that part of the map loaded at the moment, but I can show you where it is. Just have to relocate some of these trees. As I don't think it's normal for redwood trees to grow in the side of a mountain. You know, I think we'll leave those roots sticking out like that. I like it. And that was almost invisible. Those also do not belong here. As far as I know, ferns don't grow in rocks either. I feel like gravity doesn't work this way. Since I was saying, um, these ferns are actually some that I made. I try to give us unique things that you can't go and just buy somewhere. So we want to grab that trunk. Yeah. Oh yeah, not a bad idea. I'll need to look up some visual references for that one because it's been a while since I've seen one. That'll do. Yes, yes. Those are similar. Before I forget, I need to fix the collisions for this. Yep, that would not have worked. Make our own collision, I think. I'll try this out, but I feel like this won't be good enough. Yeah, let's just make our own collisions. I need this one to be a little bit precise. Oh yes, it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove some of them. I'll have to have a couple different collisions for this too. I'm sure there'll be floating rocks here and there. I have millions of them. For a while, they get kind of difficult to keep track of. Probably going to have to touch this up more later on. I just want something functional. I don't do anything with the sounds, but I'm sure we would because the sounds have all been pretty great so far. And will continue to be. Yeah, I'm really big on sound, so you can be certain I would be bugging them about it if we don't have that sound. There's people that spends way too much on headphones. Yes. Yeah, this is mainly just a temporary collision for now. I just wanted something workable so I can test it. Hopefully, I wouldn't have it going all the way up the tree like this, but in this case, since we're going to use it as a bridge, we kind of want that. Yeah, this won't be 100% accurate, but it'll do the job. Good luck with that. I spend thousands of hours on this map, and I don't know if I'll ever memorize that. Okay, I think we will remove some of these branches. But yeah, I'm thinking, like you said, a little cave down in here would be nice. A stream going down into it from a waterfall. And I already know exactly where the waterfall could come from. Yeah, probably good to cover our bases though with the age. I can assure you, I will still have plenty to do in 5 months. This is the modeling mode. It's good for doing quick things like this. Or you can do sculpting, things like that. Painful indeed. Oh my god. Let's try this way. It's a little quicker. Oops. Wasn't so bad. Yep, if you have any programming things you wonder, he is the guy to ask. He knows a lot more than I do. I just do programming when it's required for my own projects, not for this one. Take it this way. Yeah, I figured removing the branches on this was going to be painful, but it must be done. However, I'm starting to think I might do this in Blender. Let's try something real quick. Okay. Because if I do this, it's going to remove all these branches too, which I don't want. That works better. Yes. I actually plan to start on the temperature stuff today, since I am back to it now. I won't be doing that on the stream because I assure you it won't be very interesting to watch, but I will be doing that today. We'll probably have a few disconnected branches for now, but that is all right. We're about to call this good for now. Just so you don't have to watch me remove every single loose branch, because it will take a little while. I actually have some music playing right now, but I just realized it's probably too quiet. Let me fix that. Hopefully you can hear it now. I forgot to disable that before the stream. I'm glad you mentioned the music, because I completely forgot to disable that. It's the equalizer I use for my headphones, but it also, I compensate for bumping up the bass a little bit by dropping the volume overall, so it makes it a little too quiet on streams. I'm glad. I know this isn't the most interesting part you're seeing right now, but we're about to do the fun stuff. Alright, good enough for now. I'll come back and remove the stragglers left behind. Oh, that wasn't. Yeah, good enough. Come back for the rest. You would be probably a little surprised by the amount of time I spend messing with leaves on trees. I think we'll have some vines or something like that hanging off of this. We'll come back for that. So first order of business, we need rocks. I could manually place them, but I think this time I'm going to use PFS. Because this would just be overly tedious for no good reason. Good to find a mixture of things to do quickly and things to do manually. Because not everything is worth doing manually with how time-consuming game development is. I'm about to spawn a bunch of rocks on this. In the ravine. At times, I prefer to do it this way rather than painting them manually because it would just be a waste of time. That should work. Alright, so this is what this is useful for. If you don't have a specific pattern in mind, this is a good starting point. There you go. Bunch of rocks. I'm glad someone will appreciate the tree. I meant to get more of that done before the stream started, but here we are. You know what? I will leave some of these rocks there. Oh yes, I'll meet both of you at the fallen tree. You know, I feel like there shouldn't be rocks on the tree. Might just be me. But yes, I know some people don't approve of the use of procedural things like that, but I think in the right situation it's a great tool to use for an environment designer. It doesn't make you any less of one. It's just that environment design is extremely time consuming, so if you can find ways to cut it down when you have something in mind, I'm all for it. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a stream come down this way to make a waterfall down into the ravine. Haven't decided where I'll put the cave yet. We can have a little pond up here that it's coming from, or a spring. Yeah, you're right. Yes, that's a good idea. Might have to do that. Yeah, let's make a nice little pond right about here. It seems like we all have the same love for water. These past few streams, I've done something with water each time. Yes. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I've done something with water for every single stream since I started. It's just, water's awesome. To be bigger. Yeah, I'm also excited to start on the underwater. I'll probably do a little of that soon since I added some coral recently. Hello, Islander. I don't know, I feel like you might be biased. Okay. Good enough for the spring. We're gonna have a little stream laid down here. Take care of this foliage in a minute. Have it spread out a little bit once it gets here. Make the waterfall a little wider. Yes. I actually have some mangroves in the cove area right now. Those trees. The thing I need to look at is how to contain where I want the water going. We'll probably simulate it first and see where to go from there. He's fantastic because he's getting to spend time with me. see how this goes first and adjust from there. Fix up the sides of this stream after we have it placed. Makes it a little bit easier to look nice. I also enjoy streaming. I've never been the best streamer out there, but I love working on the game, and I love that other people are excited to watch. Because believe me, I want to play this game just as much as you do. If not more. We've needed... I mean, there are other dinosaur games, obviously, out there right now. But we've needed more options for a while. Oh, I can fly over there in a second and show you. Because I worked on it. That is pretty much finished now, that stream. Glad you think so. That being said, I have seen some pretty nice looking areas in the Isle. I haven't played Path of Titans yet. And as a reminder, while we're sitting here waiting for this to save, anyone watching, feel free to send me a message on Discord. Send any ideas my way. I'm not some kind of celebrity you can't talk to. A celebrity at all, but you know. Yes. Every time I upgrade, though, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so great. And then I want a little bit more after that. Unreal will just eat every bit of power you give it in the editor. And I'm very glad you think so. Yes, if you can swing it, I can highly recommend getting a PC. It's expensive though, so if you need to wait, I don't blame you. It is like a drug. I've just kept upgrading and upgrading over the years, and now here we are. It definitely wouldn't work well for me if I was trying to work on this map. This map with a laptop would be a bad time. But it's also a lot heavier working in the editor than actually playing the game. I appreciate that. There's something so satisfying about making streams and waterfalls. I love it. You can be certain we'll have a lot of them. Now we need to fix the floating ones. Yeah, just kind of jump around, working on different things, whatever strikes me that day. It's just been Redwoods lately for the past few streams. Excellent. It worked out, mostly. That's a little sketchy right there. Can't allow it. I think the water's going to look pretty cool coming down this. I do need to cut out a little area down here. Guess I should go ahead and do that before we simulate the water. I think we might try to have the stream going into the cave, because I can always re-simulate. Oh yeah, I forgot you hadn't seen. You weren't here when I placed it. That was a ordeal with the tree. Took a while to remove all the twigs. About to go over to the stream we worked on last time, so everyone can see it. You know, this could turn into a underground stream. That could be pretty cool. But I guess that's what it'll be when it goes in the cave, so That makes sense. So I also am very excited to be working on this game. Now we need to flatten this out a little, or the stream is going to have some issues. Tedious, I know, but must be done. Yeah, so he's done quite a bit for the game already. Open up my vitamin water here. I mean, my personal YouTube channel is not very dev-like either. There's a lot of really stupid videos I made for no reason on there, or all my joke projects I've made, like Beaver Disc Simulator. It's true. I do have a lot of Witcher clips. I wish I could just play it again for the first time. But the next Witcher is on the way, and it's on Unreal Engine. So I'm happy about that. In fact, CD Projekt Red has already contributed some performance fixes for Unreal. So it's going to be good for everyone. I admit I've been trying to pronounce your last name in my head for a little while now, and I can't decide how. I've got Rosen, and after that it's... I can't. Okay, let's simulate some water, see how it goes, and we'll adjust from there. Islander, if you're still looking, there's a better view. Oh, I do need to fix that up though. It's not going to be great for water flow. Now you see why this takes so long. We'll touch up those walls later too. Man, it's like watching myself type right now. Yeah, he's kind of like Goo. You can see it. Oh my god. We don't know his identity anymore. He keeps going back and forth. Oh yes, I do plan to add moss. Moss and vines. Be perfect. The vines that I have added to the project right now aren't really fitting for this area, but I might put them as placeholders. I don't know, who is this islander guy? Anybody heard of him? Yes, moss and ferns. I actually made some for no good reason. I'm really not sure how usable it would be, but I made some full geometry moss in Blender the other day. I have a feeling it would end up being like a few million triangles just for a small patch of moss if I use them. Alright, let's do it. Simulation time. Time to break things. Say that is not nearly big enough. would be awesome. Oh, more. Don't know yet if we'll be able to go as far out as I want. But the only way to know is to try. Look at that. Perfect. So we need one more thing. Being a zookeeper sounds pretty awesome, but I believe you on the money situation. Need to actually make sure. Okay. That needs to go elsewhere. I have a small zoo just in my house. I have 2 dogs, a rabbit, a python, a turtle. We're gonna do a bunch of water sources, just see what happens. It's gonna go crazy. Yes. I love my python. He is a little more defensive than usual because it looks like the previous owners were not the best with him. So he's a little skittish, but he's gotten a lot better since I've gotten him. He's bitten me several times, but that's just part of owning a python. Oh yes, I love my bunny. I actually just posted a picture this morning in the developer chat of me holding him. I agree. It was sad, but he's doing a lot better now. He's not so scared of people. He's still a little jumpy sometimes, but no big deal. Yes, I also love the water sploosh effect. It's fun. I think I just look for excuses to do water simulations. Hopefully the dog ends up alright. Perfect time for this to save. I can respond to a Snapchat. Here we go. I'm sure we're gonna have to adjust this several times. It never is as simple as I want it to be. But that's part of the fun. I get way too excited over this. I think I want more water. It's not enough. I need to set it up to interact with foliage collisions. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Why is it detecting this as a collision? It can never be simple. Setting go. I know I'm scrolling right over it. There's a setting where I can modify the collisions. Yep, there it is. However, I don't want this one to be here. So why is it detecting that? Looks like I can give it a tag to hide it. Yep, it worked. Excellent. I'm sure I'll be the same way. That is pretty much the first way I died in the game. I jumped off of something high. Look at that! This is what I want to see when it goes over the rocks. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. Stop it right there. See how the rest of it turned out. I still think we might need more. Why limit ourselves? Let's have more. Let it flow, let it flow. Right. Even more. We have to take this all the way. Here we go. Yeah. Get it. Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try one more test after this. I want to see what float precision with the height map would be like. Ooh, that looks nice. Might have it a little higher like this. I like that. Excellent. Okay. Try one more time with higher precision. If we touch up the landscape a little here, it'll look even better. I think we're going to keep the float precision result because it looks quite nice. Actually, let me keep it going a little longer so I can fix that up. That doesn't look very good. Might be caused by the precision. Let's see what this is. I don't actually know what that does. I agree, though. I love how it does the little backflows and whirlpools, like you said. It's so nice. It's just that ending section right there that's a little rough. That's not going to work for me. Yeah, I think the problem is for us to have the simulation this large, I had to reduce the accuracy, but that makes it a little rough in spots like this. We can do a few things to fix it though. Yeah, that's how it goes. I say it's alright, but it's really not. Mm. Let's do more. See what happens. Yeah, it's probably gonna lag here and there while I'm working on it because simulations are a little bit CPU intensive. Yeah, that's a little intense. So I think if we can push this out a little bit further, different way. Yes, you should always drink water. I don't know if it's going to let me render this far when I save the result, but only one way to find out. Now we made it much more precise. You might get some lag. Oh god, that's not what we wanted. I gotta say, that's not normal. See if it still does it. You know what, you're right. I should just leave it that way. Nope, it's gonna do it again. Look at it. It's not any better than it was. Okay, I think I know what we'll do. Put this back to how we had it. And I'm just going to make a smooth pathway down here for it to follow. That. Let's see what that does for us. And yes, enjoy the break. I'm on a break from school right now, so it feels good. Yes, I am. I'm working on a bachelor's degree in computer science. Looks like we might need to be a little bit more aggressive with that slope at the end. I think it's more that I'm just hard-headed. I'm just going to keep doing this until it works. Now we'll give it a nice little pathway. Hopefully that top part won't screw with it too much. We'll see. Yeah, bachelor gang. Let's see. We'll eventually get it. Thank you. That's not quite what I wanted. Give it a second, it might even out. Oh no, thank you all for paying attention and for playing it in the future. I'm excited. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. I know some things that I don't like so much about the development process for other games, so I wanted to do better. And all of us want to. I love how it swirls like that. It's So realistic. How about we give it a little bit more gravity? We gotta get this right. Oh my god, look at the speed. It's beautiful. Yeah, maybe I'll just cover this up with a log or something. Because it looks like no matter what I'm doing, it's gonna happen. Guess we'll save this. For now. I'll probably redo it in the future. You know, when I can try it 300 times, I would never. Oh yes, I completely forgot to go over to it. I'll save this real quick and then head that way. Yeah, I can't load the entire map at once because it's so huge that it'll just cause me to crash. But the cove has been the area that people have seen the most, so I'll zoom out to where you can at least see that and where this is in relation to it. Little time consuming way to make rivers, but it's worth it. I mean, just look at it. Glorious. I didn't see that a little water made it up here. We'll just cover it up. Yes, you can swim in it. Good. Actually, I forgot to do something. Excellent. Let's load it again. There we go. We do actually have some small islands. They're near the cove, and there'll be more too. I've actually already put a little bit of foliage on them. That is abnormal. I think we're gonna have to redo the simulation. Maybe I went a little too heavy on the edge padding. No? I think you're right. That is the answer. Let's remove that mesh. There. I think you're right. It is a feature. Okay. Simulate again. Hopefully without the Moses feature at the end. We'll catch it before it gets too high. Probably about like that. Okay, it looks like it's gonna work. I won't get too excited. Just in case. I have to simulate a larger simulation probably if I want it to go all the way to the end, but I'm planning on doing more with this area, so Also didn't want to have it completely covered by water. There's going to be a cave down here. Inspector Gadget. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, I love using a ton of rocks, so I get it. Did it again. Okay, looks like we're going Islander's way. Don't tell him. Okay. Islander's way it is. I don't know, this might be a first. Okay, we're good to go. Simulate. Let's go. Yeah, that's my plan. To have it flow down into the cave. I'll re-simulate it again once the cave is here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just went back through the chat so he could read your ideas. He's gonna pretend that he came up with them. He's probably already typing his response right now to the allegations. But we know. I agree. I love this water system. It's so much fun. Look at that. He couldn't even decide on what to say, so he's just accusing us now. He just doesn't want the horseshoe crab temple to happen. He's trying to distract us. Don't let it happen. Oh yes, I have an army of assistants here right now. Gotta do what we gotta do, man. I agree. I'm really big on good-looking water. So it did cost a lot of money. But this water system is lovely. Okay, that's it. That's it. We got it. I don't know, you sound like a false prophet to me. And look at that, no Moses wall of water. We got it, boys. Part of the reason it's able to look so good is because we can use nanite which, as long as you meet the minimum requirements for nanite, then you'll be good to go. I'm very focused on optimization, so you can rest assured that as long as you can run nanite at the base level, you will be able to play. We've been getting very good results with performance, so I think you'll be happy. We've tested on some pretty low-end cards, and it's ran pretty well. Definitely better than the other games I've seen using nanite. We won't be too humble. Excellent. Just look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, now I told you I would show you the other stream that we did, so let's head over that way. Ah yes, here we are. We'll start at the bottom. I'm pretty sure we've had somebody play this with a 1660. I'm not going to say that you're going to get 100 FPS, because it just simply wouldn't be able to happen with ray tracing from Lumen. But we aren't going to force ray tracing either, so you will have options. You can also use upscaling if you want to. So as far as I know, it should run fine on a 1660. You won't be at high settings, but I think you'll get better performance than other games you may have played that have Lumen and nanite. And again, you're not being forced to use Lumen either, so you are going to be able to turn on something like screen space global illumination instead. And that'll remove quite a bit of the performance hit for you. Told you I liked rocks. When we're talking about nanite, rocks are like free performance almost. So I use them everywhere. To simplify it, with nanite, if you have a nanite mesh that's covering another nanite mesh, basically you can't see something else because of the thing in front of it blocking it. It's able to cause everything behind it to not be rendered. So rocks, you can use them everywhere and make them huge, cover up a lot of things, and not have to render things. So it's like a free way to gain a little performance. Oh yeah, that is a good idea. And I went back, by the way, and did more with that pond. We're gonna do a little more with this ravine. Pretty soon I'll go because I need to eat lunch, but not yet. We're still busy. That is a good idea. I could do that. Just have to find my vines. They're somewhere here. And yes, I'll go back to that lake. It'll be just a minute though, because I have to load that part of the map before I do. These won't fully fit this area, but I think they'll do for now. Until I make something a little more appropriate for it. That sounds great to me. Love to see. See, this is probably going to be a little dense at first. Actually, you know what? I like that. Now, how did that get there? No, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. I like it. Thank you. I'll put this down a little bit. I think that's pretty good as it is. We'll leave it. I didn't think it would fit very well in this area, but I think it's fine. And thank you, I really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll keep it. I'll come back later and touch up these walls here because that doesn't look very natural. Now, let's go see the lake we worked on in the first stream. Somewhere over yonder. I think it's over here. Let's try it. I'm glad you think so. And we're still considering performance everywhere we go, so we're not just needlessly making it hyper-realistic. We are making sure that it actually runs well alongside that. It's just that you can do a lot more with nanite, so if we don't put it to its full use, it just wouldn't really be worth the cost. Yes, it is. We have millions of trees already. And rocks. That's, I'm not even gonna begin to count the rocks. As you see, a few of them. I don't think I loaded the right area though. Let's see. Yeah, I was a little bit off. Gonna give it a moment. It's compiling shaders, so it's gonna take just a moment. Here we go. Okay, so I put the start of a little temple here. Broken bridge. There's nothing inside the temple at the moment, but it's a start. And I'm a huge fan of these trees, so I wanted to use them. The river, I still need to fix up the water flow a little bit because it's a little bit off, but it goes up this way. That didn't load the top of the mountain, but it starts up here. And I don't know if everyone has seen the village recently, so let's go take a look. Maybe the beach too while we're at it. Since I'm about to go, I figured we'd take a little tour for a minute. This is all jungle area over here. You're gonna see some strange coloration with the ground in some spots. The textures need to be rebuilt, so it'll look a little weird for the moment. The one with the lake is still in a jungle biome. After that, there's another meadow biome. Yes. I still have a lot of things I want to do with the stone bridge. It doesn't quite look how I want it to yet. Of course, I only have a small part of the map loaded right now, so a lot of this down here is missing. But we did the same thing with the vines here. I really like the effect of light coming through them. So, once these shaders compile, this is the state of the village right now. Yes, there are seasons. I'll demonstrate it in a moment. So yeah, we've got a couple village houses. This will be a place for... Oh, I need to fix that. This will be a place for flying dinosaurs to land. As of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if people gathered in the temples, ruins, things like that. I haven't done much with ruins yet, but they will be here soon. Let me slow down the camera, it's a little intense. We've got this nice little blacksmith forge here. Oh yes, I've already done it. It is interesting. Glad you think so. The village has taken me a while because it's hard to settle on buildings that look good. So most of these, I made them by sticking a bunch of megascans together and merging them. Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. There's also some areas you'll see here I need to do a little work on lighting because they're a little too dark. There's some water here. It's missing right now. I need to add it back in. This is going to be a town hall. However, I've only done a little bit with it so far. So just the beginnings of an interior here. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've tried to keep this mainly human accessible, but yeah, I'm sure people will find their way up here. And this is the beach right now. New rocks and stuff. I actually don't know the answer to that. If Islander is still here, he might be able to answer that. I'm big on peaceful environments, so I've tried to do that in at least some of the places. So before I go, we can test out the seasons a little bit since we showed it in our recent devlog video. That is a good point. Do some weather stuff. So we could have, say... Actually, I have that not affecting this area. So this isn't a season, but overcast weather. And we can have some good rain. And I recently set it up to where the weather will affect the landscape. So over time, we're not going to sit here and wait for it, but over time, puddles will build up on the ground. You can kind of see it starting to happen right there. And you'll see it on surfaces like this. Here. And I've set it up to where the fog is going to be pretty dense when it rains. I wanted to have some nice ground fog with it. But then we could switch to a thunderstorm. I think The Sims probably had more money than we do, though. Could take a look at snow. This also will build up over time. I haven't set up any interactions for the water yet with snow, so I'll be looking into that. Then we can have blizzards. And technically we have this, but I don't really see a use for it here. It would be useful at a lower intensity in the desert. Just found this. You need to leave, kind sir. Why? Cooperate. Control Z, my favorite hotkey. Oh yeah, I feel the same way. I don't remember if I disabled that yet. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go so I can eat some lunch. Feel free to tag or send me messages about what you'd like to see next week. If you want to continue on the Redwoods, we can do that. If you want to work somewhere else, we can do that too. Thank you everyone for stopping in to watch, and I hope to see you all again next week.